time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, I got done watching the Underworld series, stories of Star Wars, Tales of the Underworld, and they're about Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress, and they are really, really good. There's only one glitch, and they pretty much erase it by the end of that part of the series, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I will mention it. The writing's great, the dialogue is great except for one instance, and the stories are top-notch. So we get into Asajj Ventress, and it's Quinlan Vos with Obi-Wan Kenobi carrying a wrapped-up body to a pool, and it looks like Dathomir. Quinlan said to Obi-Wan she always wanted to come back here. So obviously, Asajj was killed, I think, by Count Dooku, trying to save Quinlan. They were in love, and so he's bringing her back to her home to bury her. And as he lays her in the water, he hugs her one more time, presses his cheek up to hers and says, "I will always love you." And he places her in the pool, and he and Obi-Wan walk away. You see her body laying there under the water, and all of a sudden you hear Mother Talzin tell her to wake up, and all of a sudden she rises up. She sees Obi-Wan and Quinlan leaving, and she tries to call to them, and they can't hear her because, of course, she's dead. So Mother Talzin gives her a choice. You either stay with us and all these witches rise up, or you go and follow your love. She goes and follows her love. So the next episode, part of this, we see her at a port, basically she's a bouncer for a ticket taker. And this kid comes in, his name is Lyko. He wants out. He doesn't have enough money. The ticket taker tells him to get lost, and Asajj throws him out, and then suddenly she sees stormtroopers in front of her, so she throws him back inside, and they get caught. Now this is where the glitch happens. The old woman that Asajj is working with and for says, "They are inside. They are here." And at first, every time I hear someone do that, I feel like there's several. But she meant him. People are complaining, but wait, they save it. So Asajj gets him out. They fight one of the Inquisitors, and Lyko kills him because he's a young Jedi. He's a Padawan. They get out, okay? And the next episode, she's looking for someone who has information about the path, because Lyko had told her Quinlan Vos was the one that created the path. Now she has a mission to find the man she loves. So they get together, and they team up with this bounty hunter whose name I can't remember to get this Imperial gadget that was wanted by somebody for a lot of money. And things get screwed up. The bounty hunter decides to leave Asajj, take the kid because he's worth more anyway. Well, Asajj gets back on, cuts the ship, cuts her droid in half, and basically says, you're taking us out of here. And they get the information they need from the other bounty hunter, so they go to this other planet where the path is supposed to be. There's a canyon there that the ship lands, and they run into, because they're hot and sweaty and riding this beast. I don't know what its name is. It looks like an Eope, but it's definitely not. And they run into one of the officers of the the Trade Federation, Dooku's people. And he's having trouble. He's stuck in a wheelchair. He's having trouble getting water for his farm because the water pond is being protected. Well, Saj and the kid go to protect the granddaughter. They get attacked. They end up bringing the raiders back, and they set up a parlay, which means a discussion, negotiating, etc. And then they go back to the canyon, and they see the ship. The kid starts to leave. Asajj rides away on the beast. The kid shows up again, and this is the picture from that. How much did I like these 3 episodes? Quite a bit. And this is where they fix the pronoun, where Asajj says to the old man, "He's my friend," meaning Lyco. Okay? I mean, this is good storytelling, despite the pronouns glitch, and they could re-record that for her to say something else. I give this about a 9 points out of 10. Okay? So if you want to watch a good Star Wars story, this is it. Okay, Asajj Ventress is a great character and worthy of this kind of storytelling. So let's talk more.
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
How embarrassing for you. I left you a message not to come. I'm passing on The Godfather.
So then we get the Cad Bane trilogy, and we've got Cad Bane here as a child living on the streets with his buddy Nero, and they're troublemakers. They steal things. They're pickpockets. They're basically doing whatever they can to earn a living on the street. And, they're outcasts. In fact, a family of Doros decided when they saw their child approaching them to keep the kid away from them, and with good reason. All right, that's good reason there. So Bane has a hard life. He's being observed, and I'm going to say this is Laszlo by this kind of mysterious figure who's just sitting there leaning up against a building watching everything, called Laszlo. He's a Doros too. And he takes an interest in what they're doing, and they pull a trick on a droid. Laszlo decides they're absolutely perfect for something he needs. So what he does is he hires them. He gives them money at first. They go out and spend it on food. He says basically, you're hired to do this. And they pull and so what they're doing is they're causing a distraction in the alley. So the owner comes out. Bane and the guys go through the front door of the store and start shooting up the gambling establishment. The owner grabs kids, drags them out front. Laszlo shoots him, and Nero's shocked. So Laszlo grabs Colby, aka Bane, and gets him away, and Nero gets captured. And what happens is Nero becomes a different person. So next time we see these guys, Laszlo goes back to the place. Bane wants to go with him. He says, no, you can't. Laszlo gets himself killed by the marshal. And the gang comes back all shut up. So Bane, against the wishes of the female Doros, Aaron, wants to go back. So they go back, and they're walking down the street, and he's going back to his old haunt. But what he wants is revenge, right? Laszlo gets himself killed. He gets into a fight with the marshal, who's a human, and he gets killed. Well, anyway, when they're back, they run into Nero, who basically, Bane says, I'm going to get revenge for Laszlo. Nero says, well, I can't help you with that because I'm a deputy marshal. And this is the thing. Okay, so Bane doesn't give a shit. And Bane basically is like, well, you fucked me over too. So he goes and he gets he gets Laszlo's hat. And the marshal, they start a fire at the store place, the storefront. The marshal shows up. Bane is waiting for him. They get into a gunfight, and Bane kills him. Erin shows up. She's supposed to stay on the ship. Erin shows up, gets herself wounded. Now you have to remember, she's trying to tell Bane something. Bane just completely ignores her. All right, she's wounded. Bane gets arrested. And Nero takes care of her. He doesn't just take care of her. He not only becomes Marshal, he also marries Erin. What you don't know is that there's a little Doros coming along. And this is going to be a shock for Bane. Because what Erin is trying to tell him is that she's pregnant. Okay? And Nero basically marries her and takes care of the kid. And raises him up to be hopefully a decent, Doros or whatever that is. So anyway, Bane goes back after he gets out of jail on a technicality. The gang's there, and we have basically high noon. Okay, gunfight on high noon, and the gang, the guys that come in with Bane get killed by the cop droids, and Bane and Nero face off, and Bane already uses 2 guns. He kills Nero, and the boy comes out, and there's a stare down, and Bane says, "I'll take care of you," and the boy looks up at him, and Bane just looks at him, and you see his eyes change. Bane realizes that's his son, because remember, Erin is green, and so is Nero. This one's blue. He looks just like his dad. Okay, and it's one of those things where you're not expecting something like this, but now you understand why Bane is the way he is. This is the boy looking at him as he's trying to talk to his father, which I would say is his might not be his biological father, but his father. That was actually kind of a poignant moment. Let me say, there was more heart and soul in these 2 animated trilogies than in the sequel trilogy and Solo, a Star Wars story, could ever attain. Okay, here's Erin protecting the boy, telling Bane to stay away from him. And it's true, the writing of both of these shows is remarkable. And I really, really enjoyed them. And I don't care if you're an adult, animation isn't necessarily for kids. All right? We've established this on this channel, that animation, back in the day when adults actually ran the world, was for everybody. And if you went to a movie at the theater, you would see Bugs Bunny. All right? So how much did I like these 3 episodes? I love them. Cad Bane is now a character you understand a little bit. I think some people will be upset that we know too much. And that doesn't bother me. Now we got a reason why he's the asshole that he is, okay? And we got a reason to cheer for Asajj Ventress. She actually has a heart. And she's actually trying to be a grown-up. Right? And it's a really, really good way of looking at things. I think for Star Wars. I kind of wonder if the letting go thing with the old man sitting in his wheelchair, it's hard to let go as a fuck you message to the fans, but I don't think so. He's a warrior, right? And his first instinct is to be aggressive and to fight. So is Asajj Ventress, right? But there's a point where you got to pick and choose which hills to die on. Okay, so there's that. You get Cad Bane. Cad Bane's story is not a rags to riches. It's from street urchin to kingpin to bounty hunter, to the best bounty hunter in the galaxy but for Boba Fett. And they hate each other. Okay? I actually want another 3 where he and Boba Fett are in major league odds trying to find a bounty. All right? In fact, I came up with a great idea for him and Han Solo. It's after Return of the Jedi and something goes on, and Han wants to find the person responsible, and he is told by a friend of his that Cad Bane might know some things. And we get to see Cad Bane talk to a very notorious gunfighter himself, because Han was. Okay? He was a gunfighter. So anyway, this is great stuff. And I want to see Star Wars do more of this. Okay? This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.